Hey, what's up, Matt? How you doing?
Steve, I'm awesome, man. How are you?
I'm good. Hey, why don't you tell everybody who you are and what you do and how long you've been involved with Stoked?
Yeah, absolutely. Matthew Wemple, proud Stoked mentor, igniter, fan, all that good stuff.
Award-winning.
Award-winning mentor, I guess I should have said.
You're an award-winning mentor. I hope that's on your LinkedIn. Just saying.
Oh, it's going on my LinkedIn.
Yes, yes. Yeah.
Um, yeah, I think since 2007 on and off. No, 2000. No, couldn't have been seven. I'm sorry. That was Red Cross. 2013, 14 on and off.
Okay.
The last 4 years, very involved, like as a mentor, and absolutely adore the program. Little bummed we're not out on this on the slopes now,
Yeah.
but optimistic for what's to come for sure.
What drew you to Stoked?
I was snowboarding at Bel Air, and some kids and some mentors went by, and I said, what's that Stoked thing? Like the question we all get. And I don't think I could have like Googled it faster and uploaded and applied to be a mentor. I think like literally that night. I've always been real focused on community service. My father kind of instilled that in us at a very young age, and being able to produce more than I consume over the course of my life is my life's goal. And like to also get to shred at the same time you're doing good, it's kind of a no-brainer, right? So,
Yeah. What uh what impact do you think you made?
who knows, right?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah. Or what have
I
you gotten out of it? What have you gotten out of the Stoked
that I know,
experience? Yeah.
right? Like the impact piece, I will say, had an example this season actually going up on the bus and started a conversation with some folks who'd been in the program as students for 3 or 4 years, and like very easily could have left that conversation and it would have been like four really brilliant minds like easily expressing and communicating their thoughts and feelings in a very intelligent way. And I remember I actually it hit me like it kind of reignited my love for Stoked watching these four folks, these four students talk about the topic that we had all kind of started, just like light years away from like the 3 or 4 years earlier when I had first met them. Like they were entirely different people. I don't know if 100% of that is Stoked, but I know that they've had a chance to have conversations like that and have their minds challenged that way. And I think it was amazing. It was an amazing moment. What I get out of it is super, super easy, I think, to articulate. It's there's hope, right? There's like anytime you're down, honestly, just go to one of like a high school and see these incredible young people figuring things out and the optimism and the excitement, enthusiasm they bring to things. Like the world is not a bleak place if you are near like high school aged people. Like it gives me so much energy. And then there's obviously the fulfillment piece, like what I mentioned before, like um, having any tiny little piece to do with any of that. Um, it's pretty awesome. It feels good.
Doesn't it feel good to see a young person grow?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
It's so good.
It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. What do you do what do you do for work?
I work for this smaller for-profit organization called Coca-Cola. We're in some markets. I don't know if folks have heard of us, but yeah, I work for the digital integration organization. So essentially looking after all of our online grocery retail business in North America. But been with the company about 14 years total. Started at the bottling facility, but like a bottler job,
Yeah, yeah.
paying my way through school
Yep.
because I thought I was going to be in federal law enforcement like the rest of my family, and then had a couple cool experiences, which led me to just kind of ride it out and stay, and now sort of craft my career to where I'm at.
What have you had any mentors?
Didn't know it, until I think taking mentorship really seriously. It's a funny question because like I think about this all the time. I don't think I had anybody I called mentor, but I definitely had a couple people looking after me at different times in my life.
Same. Yeah.
And, you know, to varying degrees, like a hockey coach letting me borrow his sneakers so I could go to the semi, or his nicer shoes so I could go to the semi-formal because I didn't have any.
Yeah.
Like, didn't know that guy, didn't need to do that until much later in life, like coaching hockey and seeing kids who need stuff like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely.
What do you think kids need, based off of your your award-winning mentoring experience?
Well, as an award-winning mentor, I'd say no. I think when I describe Stoke to other people, it's not about the snowboarding. It's not just about the snowboarding. It's not just about the lessons. Like, the first thing is that you're there. Like, somebody cares, right? I don't know what the PG rating on this podcast is, but like, somebody cares, and people keep coming and keep caring.
Yeah.
And I think we as people need that.
Yeah.
To give us hope so that we think that what we do matters in the world. So I think first and foremost, the signal that mentors send to mentees is super important. And then the structure, some discipline, some one-to-one coaching, be it how to put a snowboard on, how to be considerate about, like, when a bunch of people are trying to use the same hill at the same time, just being out of your own head. Or if it's like a life question that comes along, somebody there to help guide it, help guide as a young person, your approach to it, if that's not readily available to you.
Dude, you're a busy person. Like, you're married, you have an active social life, you do Stoked, you do Red Cross, you do some hockey stuff, right?
Play hockey in a band.
And a band, right?
Yep.
And then you also are you still like mentoring that like veteran? You're still working with that person?
Oh yeah. Wow. You remember like everything. It's amazing.
No, I mean, the question is like, why do you make time for those things? Like, why? I mean, I feel like in times like this, people look for excuses when you've been doing this. This wasn't like, you don't look for moments of crisis and like personal crisis to like give back, or global pandemics to give. Like, you've been giving back. Like, why? Like, I know that like service was important to you because of your father and what he did as a police officer, but like, why is giving back so important?
You got another like hour and a half.
2 minutes.
Yeah. So yeah, it's funny because Jamie and I are like, kind of don't have like a lot to share and brag about on Facebook right now, because it's kind of like, yeah, we're still supporting the folks who we've always been supporting, right?
Yeah.
So easy to answer, I think, as well, by diving more into like my dad. Yeah, my dad was a cop, but my dad saw a need in the community in two ways. The guys needed to be treated better, so he had like a hand in proactively writing like union contracts that police officers in the state of New York still benefit from, like that nobody else did. And then in the community that he served, he knew he didn't know much about it. He didn't know the day-to-day lives about the people he sort of was assigned to work with. So he created a community center.
Wow.
And staffed it with people so that so the cops were someone you went to, not someone that was always coming at you in that part of town. And that was basically my daycare when I was a kid, like when I wasn't in school. So I just saw all that like live fire, and just like being present, being there, is your purpose, right? So I've always believed in a life that has purpose. I am obsessed with the thought of like judging myself, sort of like, like in judgment days, what will I think of myself in those last few moments, right? Not to be like morose, but it's real.
Yeah.
And if I've produced more than I've consumed in that moment, I can go with a smile. And I need to always be ready to and we all do, to be able to go with a smile and not think our better days are ahead of us. So that drives me. That drives me all the time. It's living with a purpose and giving more than taking.
I love that, man. That's so cool.
And by the way, I don't have kids, right? So,
Yeah.
I mean, you can't downplay the effect of, like, a lot of people have kids, and it takes so much because you're raising and like caring for these little beings who take all of the energy you have so that they can be awesome too. So you can't downplay like the effect of like, yeah, I have a little more free time, but like, you know, your 750 kids are my kids in my mind, right?
Yeah. They're yours too. Yeah. And you've impacted
those are
hundreds
my
of
kids.
kids. You've impacted hundreds of kids. Isn't that crazy? That's crazy to think, right? Like you've impacted hundreds of kids.
It's awesome.
That's so cool. That's so cool. Why should people support Stoked?
There's no, I don't think there's any better cause than children, than youth. Times 10 youth who already are coming into the world or places with less advantage than other youth. This country had like a great dream, and making sure people start at the same starting line or get as close to it as possible, like, I feel like it's everybody's responsibility. I actually walk around with a little chip on my damn shoulder because more people don't do this, right? And I'm like, what did you do with your Saturday? You know, don't tell me couch because I'm probably gonna get a little mad. But try to spin it in a nice way. Yeah, you need some time off too. I get it, but here's some stuff you should probably be focused on. So I think I can't think of another thing that's more important than taking care of our kids.
Dude, thank you so much, man. That was
Pleasure.
awesome. I was
You
so
rock,
glad that
Steve.
you got to. No, you rock, man. You're the award-winning.
Well, you created the platform in which people can win awards, so don't forget that.
But dude, thank you so much. It was great to catch up. Stay safe and healthy. And I'm glad to call you a friend and a supporter and a mentor to hundreds of kids.
Same, man. Thank you.
All right, man. Love to Jamie. I'll talk to you guys soon. All right. Talk to you later, man. Bye.
Bye.